Hi, I'm Jeff Goodman and welcome to Scubaverse.com. Recently I was speaking to Jenn Sandiford from the Cornwall Wildlife Trust, who in association with the Beach Rangers project put together a film competition for younger people called See You at the Sea Festival. Over the next coming weeks, I will be talking to 5 of the entrants and finding out what inspired them to make their films, and also talking about any difficulties that they might have had during the making of the films. But for now, I'm going to be talking to Jenn and find out a bit more about the project. Ben, lovely to meet you, and thanks for taking time to talk to us.
Lovely to be here, thank you.
Oh, cool. Sea Festival, this film festival. Can you tell us a little bit about it and how it came about?
Yes. So last year came up with the idea. It was actually after a conversation with a lecturer from Cornwall College, Newquay, Jason, and wanted to start something that was more of a mixture of people, because we tend to find with our conferences we get the same amazing groups of people come along, but you can be kind of preaching to the converted. So what we wanted to do was we wanted to bring lots of different types of people together, and I thought of the idea of Sea at the Sea Festival, and it was a mixture of information, but then there was music, there was art, storytelling. And it was a fantastic day, a long day. And even though the weather was horrendous, it was really well attended. But then obviously we wanted to do the same again this year, but with COVID and the restrictions, we knew that wouldn't be possible. So having spoken with my line manager and having a sort of session pondering on how we could do it, we came up with the idea of doing an online film festival created by young people, so 11 to 24-year-olds across Cornwall. That's where it came from.
That's quite a different in age. The quality or the style of films must have been quite different right through.
It was, but it was so impressive, like you said, because 11 to 24 is a big age range, definitely. But it was so impressive. Like even the younger ones, their films, I couldn't have done anything like that at 11 years old. No way. They're just a lot more technologically savvy now, I suppose. But yeah, the films did vary. But yeah, all truly inspired and amazing films.
How many entries did you actually get overall?
So there were 7 slots for the day. We had about 10 entries, but then we had to pick which ones would have the 7 slots in the day, which was a hard decision, but we did it. And yeah, so then they were released throughout the day on the 28th. The films are all still up on our Cornwall Wildlife Trust Marine YouTube channel for people to watch. So yeah, it was just a great day, and I did some online introductions for each of the films.
How did you actually pick the winners? I mean, how many of you were there in the panel, I guess? And what made you finally choose the winner? Is it Chloe, wasn't it, her film?
Chloe was the winner, yeah.
Yeah, we'll be talking to her later, but
fantastic. That's great. It was a mixture of things, and I must confess that I actually didn't judge the films in the end because I felt too emotionally invested to be able to judge between them. But I did have a small panel of judges, so my colleagues on the project, there was 4 of them. I created like a scoring matrix of 1 to 5 with different elements, like an environmental message and how it made you feel even. And also a combination with the amount of views that each of the films received on YouTube. So I added up both scores together, the watches and the scores from the judges, to come up with the overall winners.
Fantastic. I've looked through obviously the winners plus a couple of others, and the quality was stunning. It's always lovely with younger people because if they get it right, they have no inhibitions.
Yes,
and they just tell it as they see it, and that's brilliant. I loved it.
yeah, it's brilliant. And that's the thing, like my role as a youth engagement officer is to work with young people and encourage them to engage with the marine environment. But so many of them, they already have this strong environmental voice, and it's really important that we manage to give them a stage to express that voice and for people to start taking notice.
Yeah, absolutely. As a matter of interest, if you were able to make one of these films, what would you have made it on?
Oh, that's a good question. Yeah, I'm not sure. It's a tricky one because obviously plastic pollution is such a massive issue, but also things like disturbance is a huge issue as well for marine animals. So I could have made a film about that, or yeah, this is quite. I enjoyed the learning about the animal because that's another part of what we do is we sort of teach people about different marine species to inspire them, to show them how amazing the UK sea is, to inspire them to want to protect it. So I might have I have made some short films for the project for our social media channels that have been very much looking at just my favourite species around Cornwall, basically. It's like, I love cork-ring wrasse, I'll make a film about cork-ring wrasse.
What kind of response was there from the public for the festival and everything? I mean, and how did you gauge that response?
This response has been incredible. I mean, there's still views and comments coming up on them now, which is it's wonderful. And I know one of the elements of the festival was for the young people to self-promote as well and promote their own films. So it's a lot of hard work on their part that they've managed to get so many views and also, and their talent, so many good comments. I didn't catch the last bit of what you said. I'm sorry.
Oh, it was just really, you've answered it really. It was just how the public response was. It sounds very positive.
Really positive. So lovely.
Yeah.
I mean, it's hard, isn't it? These young people are really putting themselves out there. So I do think there's a lot of bravery within that itself.
Yeah.
They've made these films and put themselves out there for people to judge, which is just, yeah, it's really brave. And it paid off because they were incredible.
And in making these films, I mean, what were the rules about how much they had to do themselves, or how much help could they have?
There was no real. It's supposed to be made by them, by the young people. There was no real rules of help, how much help you could and couldn't have. Obviously, you can see. You might have been able to see if it. It's hard to explain it. You could tell that they'd put a lot of effort in themselves, and that they'd made the films themselves.
So when it comes to, I mean, probably the hardest part is the editing. So would they have had to have done that themselves as well?
Yeah.
Fantastic.
It's amazing, isn't it? And I don't know if you saw as well, Rowan made her arts and facts film.
Yeah.
And the parts in it where she's creating these beautiful, beautiful drawings, and then it just goes into some stop motion animation, and all of a sudden you've got like a shark. So, and I was like, how did you do that? It's amazing. So impressive. So impressive.
One last thing. All the contestants obviously did research, and it was their projects maybe. Were there any innovations or new information surprises for you or the Wildlife Trust within the films? I mean, was anything revealed that was little known before?
I'm not sure, really. I think I did Louis' video when he's talking about the prawn migration. Was I'd never seen that before. I'd never seen so many of them together, so that was really cool. And for me personally, it was stuff like I don't know much about manatees, so that was interesting to find out more about them. And yeah, just to highlight some of the fantastic work that people are doing around Cornwall. So like in Chloe's film, talking
Yeah.
about clean ocean sailing. Yeah.
Oh, great. They were great films. And we will interview some of the contestants, certainly the first three, and show their films on Scubaverse as well.
Amazing.
Ah. Well, look, Jen, it was lovely to meet you. Thank you ever so much. And will you be doing this next year, do you think?
Hopefully, we'd
Hopefully,
really like
fingers
to.
crossed.
Fingers crossed.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, Jen. Well, look, bye for now, and good luck with it all.
Thank you. Thank you so much. That was
Cheers.
great.
Bye.
Bye.